If you are headed on your first trip or your 50th, you may not realize that Disney World parks are full of experiences beyond the attractions. There are all sorts of things you can do in the parks and resorts that aren't just riding rides, and a lot of them are free or low cost. Here are 15 free or cheap things to do with kids at Walt Disney World. Before we get into the list, a quick disclaimer that although we do have recommended ages and think these are totally kid appropriate, we think these can actually be enjoyed by guests of all ages because we do them even though we don't have kids with us. So although we'd say kids, feel free to do it even if you're just a kid at heart. Let's jump into the list. Let's start with EPCOT, which is kind of a great park for scavenger hunts. And one of the primary motivations for these is to entice kids to want to explore EPCOT, particularly the World Showcase, which may or may not interest them without a scavenger hunt. Let's talk first about the EPCOT Festival's scavenger hunts. These are always available and they have different themes. You can buy them for $10 in a handful of different shops, and you get stickers and you go around and find the things. They're self-led, and once you complete it, then you redeem it for a prize. They're usually really cute and well themed. There are different themes depending on the festival. For instance, Flower and Garden Festival had Spike's Pollination Exploration Scavenger Hunt. During Festival of the Arts, there was Figment's Brush with the Master Scavenger Hunt. Food and Wine has Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak. And then there is a holiday one during Festival of the Holidays. There are also often ones that are centered around holidays. So for instance, Easter has the Extravaganza Scavenger Hunt, or Halloween has a Pumpkin Pursuit. And those will be in addition to the festival ones that are going on at the same time. So those can be a really fun way to look for things in the parks and then get a prize at the end. Also at EPCOT, and next up on the list, is DuckTales World Showcase Adventure. This is a free activity, and the way that it works is you download the Play Disney app. It's a digital scavenger hunt to encourage you and your family to go around different countries in the World Showcase, specifically 7 different ones. The premise is that you join Scrooge McDuck, his nephews and friends, as they travel around the World Showcase on a quest to find the priceless 7 lost magic treasures and return them to their rightful owners. So you go to 7 different countries to do that, and that is free and available right on your phone. Next up at EPCOT, and also focused on engaging kids in the World Showcase, are the Kidcot Fun Stops. Now, these have been around forever and ever and ever, but the way that they have worked has changed slightly over the years. The basic idea is that there are tables set up in all of the countries of the World Showcase. They are staffed by cast members from those countries, and you can go there and you can engage with them, obviously, but you can also participate in activities. They hand out baggies. They also can sign traveler cards, or if you choose to purchase a passport, either at Disney or an online shop that sells their version of it, then they can do that, and they will often do it in their language, which is really nice and makes a really fun souvenir. One of my favorite things about it is that these tables are often in kind of a hidden area of the countries. So if you do explore with kids, you have to kind of look around to find out where the table is. And on the way, you will have seen a lot of that pavilion. And so it's a really fun way to kind of trick kids into going through a pavilion before they reach the table for their Kidcot stop. And one last free thing that you can do at EPCOT is located in the Mexico Pavilion, and that is that you can design your own Dia de los Muertos skeleton. This is located just inside the building, and it rarely has a line. Kids love designing their own skeletons, and while you're in there, if you want to pair it with a ride on the Grand Fiesta Tour or a visit to the Kidcot station inside Mexico, it can make a great way to escape the heat, the rain, etc., and keep kids entertained. Let's head briefly over to Magic Kingdom for their version of a scavenger hunt. While Magic Kingdom used to have a very popular game called Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, that's been discontinued. They do still have one called A Pirate's Adventure Treasures of the Seven Seas, which is an Adventureland only. It is free. Any age can do it, although younger people may have more fun. It is a fun treasure hunt that is located just in Adventureland, as I said, and it allows you to solve clues to help Captain Jack while you find hidden treasure. The way that this works is that you'll first head to the Crow's Nest, which is a little booth that is located in Adventureland, to get a map. There are 5 different ones to choose from. Each one leads to different clues and treasures. As you follow the map, you'll visit different places in Adventureland, like the Jungle Cruise and the Swiss Family Treehouse. At each spot, you'll have puzzles to solve and challenges to complete. Once you complete all the challenges challenges and you find the treasure, you'll be rewarded with a special pirate loot of your own. And heading over to Animal Kingdom for their version of a scavenger hunt, which is called Wilderness Explorers. This is free and good for all ages. It's a great way to learn about animals and nature while having fun exploring Animal Kingdom theme park. We also love that it can be done all at once, or you can do it in chunks over several trips. One of the reasons for doing this is that there are a lot of challenges, over 30, so it will take a while to complete. The premise is that you are following in the footsteps of Russell and Doug from the movie Up as you and your family work to become members of the famed Wilderness Explorers. You start by picking up a field-guided map from either the headquarters, which is located on the bridge as you're entering Animal Kingdom that is located between the Oasis and Discovery Island, or from any of the Wilderness Explorer stops. And you go on a self-guided tour through the different stops, completing each of the mini challenges. Once you complete them, you'll be rewarded with a sticker badge for your very own field guide, which makes a really fun and free souvenir from the park. But one of the highlights of this experience is that as you complete the challenges, you will be interacting with a lot of the fantastic Animal Kingdom cast members, which is a really fun aspect to this particular scavenger hunt. Also at Animal Kingdom, and it is not a scavenger hunt, is a free activity called Animation Experience that we recommend for older kids. If you've been around a while, you may know that there have been versions of this available at Hollywood Studios and EPCOT in the past, but it is permanently and currently available at Animal Kingdom. The way that this works is that you board the train to Rafiki's Planet Watch, where you can learn to draw some of your favorite friends with a real Disney animator. Guests are seated and provided a writing desk to hold on their lap, as well as a paper and pencil. Then a Disney animator leads the class through the process of drawing a specific character. It is fairly fast-paced, but the animator provides step-by-step instructions and tips on how to bring the character to life in your drawing. As you draw, the animator will often share behind-the-scenes information about the film and the animation process, and then you get to take it home as a souvenir. You can check times for this in the My Disney Experience app, and it is available through Genie Plus if you want to guarantee a certain time slot. Next, let's head to Hollywood Studios. The free activity here is the Star Wars Datapad. This is a fun and immersive way to enhance your visit to Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios, and it gives you something to do while you're waiting for rides like Rise of the Resistance and Smuggler's Run. You need to download the Play Disney app on your phone and follow the prompts to get started. Now, this app has a lot of games and activities you can do in all the theme parks, but it is specifically interactive in Galaxy's Edge, and it allows you to turn your phone into an immersive Star Wars themed tool that allows you to explore the land and interact with your surroundings in a new way. That includes hacking into droids, scanning cargo crates, and translating the written language of the Star Wars universe. Another popular activity in the game is called Outpost Control, where you can choose to align yourself with the Resistance or the First Order and compete against other guests to gain control of key locations. If you happen to have Magic Band Plus, you can play the very popular Batuu Bounty Hunters, which is also located inside the Play Disney app. It has you using your Magic Band Plus to aid you as you hunt for 20 bounties spread throughout all of Batuu. All the activities are really well themed, and the way they connect with the entire land is very unique and a lot of fun. Heading to the Disney resorts, one free activity that you can participate in is Movies Under the Stars. This is an outdoor movie where the resort uses inflatable screens and shows popular Disney animated movies, often nightly, but you'll have to check the schedule at your resort to confirm the time. While you are there checking the schedule, you may find that there are other activities at your resort that are free or cheap, such as roasting marshmallows, crafts, things like that. Also at the resorts is one that will come as no surprise to you, but we think is worth mentioning it because we often don't allow time, and that is swimming. It is a fantastic way to cool off and relax, either at night or as an afternoon break, whenever you would like. Every Disney resort has at least one main feature pool, and they also have several smaller quiet pools. This isn't usually something special for adults, but often for kids, it is something that they remember. We have had lots of trips where the kids voted to head back and swim versus waiting in line for another attraction. Plus, the pools at Walt Disney World are very well themed, and they often host games and activities that can help entertain kids as well. So be sure to allow some time for that. Just a note, pool hopping is not allowed, and some of the more popular pools actually require you to prove that you're a guest of that resort. So don't hop to resorts, but be sure to enjoy the pool at your resort. Another relatively inexpensive thing you can do at a resort, specifically at Fort Wilderness, is mining for gemstones. Now, Fort Wilderness as a whole has a lot of different things you can do, like archery lessons, bike riding, fishing, horseback riding. But one of the less expensive options is mining for gemstones. This is located at the bike barn, which is kind of in the middle of Fort Wilderness. So if you are visiting there, you will likely need to take an internal bus to reach this location. You will purchase a bag of rough, which is just dirt loaded with gemstones. And then you'll get a screen that you take over to a wash station where you can wash the dirt away to uncover the treasures. It costs $10 to $30 depending on the size of the bag purchased, and you can have the treasures that you unearth as souvenirs to take with you. We've talked about free or cheap things to do in the theme parks and at the resorts, but let's talk about a few other things outside of those, starting with transportation. There's lots of cool transportation like the monorail and the Skyliner and different kinds of boats. And if you have a kid that was like me, who only remembers the monorail from my first Disney World trip, this is something worth taking time during your trip to explore. If you are not staying at a Disney World resort that is along these transportation options, you'll have to be more intentional. I really like doing it on a non-park day or as an afternoon break. For instance, if you happen to be at EPCOT, it can be really fun to exit the International Gateway in the middle of the day, take the Skyliner out for a bit, come back and resume your EPCOT day. Another option on the list are the press coin machines, which can be found all over Walt Disney World. The cost of these start at $1. You used to have a physical penny to do these. That is no longer the case. You have to have a credit card or cash. These come in all different designs. They commemorate everything from attractions to restaurants to characters and more. You can find resources online to help you locate specific designs. They make a fantastic souvenir and are fun to collect. Another popular activity is finding hidden Mickeys. Once again, this is everywhere across Walt Disney World. If you are not familiar, a hidden Mickey is a cute little Mickey shape that is blended in with Disney attractions, hotels, restaurants, etc. They've been put there by the Imagineers. This can be a very casual, free thing that you do where you spot them and point it out to each other. You can also be more intentional about it if you would like, and you can buy books or phone apps to help you find them. And that can be a really fun thing to do while you're waiting in line or waiting for a restaurant to seat you, etc. And last on the list of free or cheap things to do with kids at Walt Disney World is character pics and autographs. The only thing that it really costs is your time to wait in line to see them. There can be a cost associated if you want to buy the photo. If you have Memory Maker, it will be included. Or if you want to buy something for them to sign. Popular items for characters to sign include autograph books, or a garment, or you might get a photo frame that you have all the characters signed and then you put a picture from your trip inside of it. Another way to do it that is not free is character meals, which costs the amount of the character meal obviously, but it does allow you to save a lot of time and meet lots of characters in a short period. And that wraps up this list of free or cheap things to do with kids at Walt Disney World. Did you get any ideas? Do you have any to add to the list? We'd love to hear that in the comments. Thanks for watching.